we got a guy who knows a little bit about gambling, since that's what we do on this show.
Did you almost go full Collinsworth right there? Here's a guy.
He just won $75 million, which was the largest win in sports gambling history. Mattress Mack, how are you? Welcome to Drinking Bros.
Ross, Dan, glad to be on Drinking Bros. What is a ghost bed?
Ghost Bed is that's our title sponsor there. That's a mattress company that we love. They've got some ghost pillows and some sheets and adjustable bases and all that stuff. I don't know if you sell mattresses down there. Totally kidding. Wink, wink.
I only sold $75 million worth of mattresses on it.
I knew we were going to hear it when we started the show today.
My competitor on there. You got to watch out now.
Well, we would love.
Sell Tempur-Pedic.
You sell Tempur-Pedics. All right. Well, look, we can chat after the show. Our title sponsorship is up soon, so maybe you can join Drinking Bros. You know.
Never know.
You never know. So let's get into it. First of all, congratulations. Your Houston Astros won. You won $75 million in the process. I watched you on television for a lot of these games, and it looked like you were going through it. With this much money on the line, what was it like being there in person and watching your favorite team play with a shot to win $75 million instead of world record?
Obviously, it was a little anxious at times. You know, when I go to those baseball games, especially the playoff and World Series, I don't eat or drink anything during the entire game because everybody tends to know me, especially at Minute Maid Park. And in Philadelphia, they all call me names my mother wouldn't allow me to call them back, although I did. So I just sit there for 9 innings and kind of sweat the game. But I had faith in the Astros, and the Astros are very good, and I got very lucky.
Indeed, you did. Going back to that World Series, there was another contentious moment when you were with Ted Cruz, Senator Ted Cruz there. What was that like, and what was going on inside the stadium around you?
No, I wasn't with Ted. Ted got beat up in New York. I didn't go to New York, but I went to Philly, and the first night, Monday night, they canceled the game because of rain, which I thought was an overreaction on the part of MLB, but that's life. The second night, they beat us 7-0. So I was leaving the stadium, and of course, everybody up there knew me through the betting reports and that sort of thing, and they're all screaming at me, Mattress Mack. And one of them says, Mattress Mack, if they made all those effing Astro players pull off their jerseys, they'd all have an effing buzzer underneath them. And then he said, and your boy Altuve will never make the effing Hall of Fame because he's the biggest effing cheater in history. And that was enough for me. And I decided that we'd play back at him a little bit about that time.
Yeah, and you can say fuck on this show, by the way. And forgive me for getting it wrong, because on Twitter, and I'm unfamiliar with what your social media game is like these days, but all the tweets that were being pumped out over the World Series and playoffs were fuck Mattress Mack and fuck Ted Cruz. Was it that bad in real life?
Worse.
Well, I mean, it's Philly, right?
I was sitting down there right on top of the Astros dugout, and obviously there's a lot of affluent Philly fans sitting there, season ticket holders, and they're all telling me, our fans aren't that bad. That's one out of 100. Then the next one walked by, F you, Mattress Mack, F you, Mattress Mack, F you, Mattress Mack. And I said, your mama.
It's a classic.
It is, because they lumped you guys in together, and it was fun to see because you enjoy the interaction. At the end of the game, did the fans from either side congratulate you there from Phillies or any of that stuff?
Oh, no, they chased us all the way to the car, some clown with his stupid video camera wanting to get me in some compromising positions, and we had to walk about a half mile to get to the car. He chased us the whole way. Another one, I was running up down the Rocky Steps, and he was looking to get me, but I was too fast on the Rocky Steps. So the Philadelphia fans, I was told they were going to be bad, but before I went, they were 10 times worse.
Yeah, we've got one in one of our producers.
One of our producers is a Philly guy. Yeah,
we deal with it all the time.
That's why they have a jail in the bottom of the football field.
With that big win, do you immediately look at the futures bets for other, events for the future, like on the Astros repeating? Have you looked at the odds already for what the futures are for that as far as gambling goes?
Yeah, I think they're 5-1, and I bet the Astros. I bet I bet $3 million at 10-1 at Caesars. I got returned $30 million on that. I bet $1 million at Wynn Casino at 12-1. I got $12 million on that, and assorted other bets was added up to $75 million. So I'm a big futures player. Johnny Avello at DraftKings says I'm the king of futures. So I like to bet futures to get ahead of the game because it would have been real hard to pay off all these customers' mattresses at the start of the World Series, and the Astros were minus 240.
Yeah, absolutely, because they were the favorites going in. Have you looked at the futures for next year already?
Yeah, you said they're 5-1.
5 or 6-1.
And did you put any money on that?
Not yet, but I might. I'm going to Las Vegas tomorrow.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, because everybody wants to know, obviously, what your next futures bet is, especially after a huge win like this. In the past, you haven't been so lucky on some of these things. One of them was last year's Super Bowl. You bet on that Cincinnati game, and you lost a lot of money on that, correct?
Yeah, I bet on Cincinnati. I was watching with a group of veterans that are PTSD veterans, and we were having a good time watching Cincinnati win. And then, unfortunately, they got 5 penalties called on them in the last drive, and we lost the game. But that's the way it works. And I lost $15 million on that. And somebody asked me, how long did it take you to get over it? I said, my brain is like a goldfish. I'm over it immediately. Next.
Really? $15 million, you're over it like that?
Next. What else can you do?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think because we bet on this show, $5,000 is about where we top out on the Super Bowl. I had Cincinnati with the points, and I believe it was +4 last year, and we ended up winning because of that. So did you take the money line, I'm assuming?
I always take the money line because it gives me more leverage, to be able to tell the customers you take this team, and I think it was +150 or something like that. So it was a good leverage for me to get the most action to protect the customers if Cincinnati did win. And they had a good shot at winning, but they didn't. Now, on top of that, I'm a great handicapper. I did a promotion for the Final Four last year. Said if a team from Texas makes the Final Four, that's your team. If you win, you get your money back. And if a team from Texas doesn't make the Final Four, the team geographically closest to Texas that gets in the Final Four tournament is your team. That team happened to be Kansas, and the customers on that one won $15 million.
Wow, that's incredible. And then I believe the Final Four is in Houston this year.
This year, yeah, we're very much looking forward to it. And World Cups in the United States in 4 years. So lots of exciting things going on. And, I do these promotions, these bets, because it makes it fun for the customers. They buy a sofa, they buy a mattress, whatever it is that's in the promotion. The worst that can happen is their team loses and they get the mattress they already paid for. The best that can happen is the team wins and they get the mattress free. And then I get brand strength, brand loyalty, brand awareness for the next 20 years. So it's a good win-win for me and the customers, and it definitely increases sales.
What about the Super Bowl? You're going this year? It's in Arizona.
Am I going? No, but I'll be betting with both hands. I can guarantee you.
What year did you start this?
Let me ask you a question.
Sure, go ahead.
How is Texas 7.5 points favored over TCU?
He thinks Texas is going to win. I think TCU is going to win that game.
I've got Texas in that game -7. I don't believe in TCU. The Big 12 this year it's an odd conference to call, to say the least. Besides TCU, every single team has 3 losses in that conference. I don't see TCU getting through that gauntlet. I know they did move it to a night game. Dan and I have season tickets to it, and they moved it to a night game. It is the college game day game. Can TCU hold up underneath the Saturday Night Lights? We'll find out. Where's your money at Saturday?
Well, I played football at the University of Texas in 69 and 70. When the Longhorns won 30 straight games, 2 consecutive national championships. I was a great football player at the University of Texas, only had 2 small problems. I was too small, too slow, and the position I played was called the bench, but I was on the team. Look at those monuments outside the stadium. my name and my brother's name are on them for the 70 team. My brother's name's on the 69 team for the national champions.